Okay, sorry. See me in my shirt here. There's our calendar. Blah, blah, blah. All right, here's this monster. All right, you come into school Monday. How come this isn't moving? And you don't have number 65 done. You're a bum. Because I'm doing it right now. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. I have a pen. So this is awful, these questions. But this comes up a lot, the skill that I'm going to show you right here. And it's the idea of getting a common denominator here. So I got this ugly thing on the left. You could obviously see this denominator is awful. But those that have been doing their homework, and by the way, I told you about this. I hate when they use s as a variable. But and I even erased it over here. I don't like s. All right. So, but that's the cosine s cos. All right. That's the angle measure. Really don't like. So I think in the next one I'm going to change them to x's. All right. But the common denominator. So definitely the left side is complicated. Right's kind of complicated, but the left is really bad. So those that do their homework, you should know that 1 minus cosine squared is sine squared. This is 1 minus cosine. Ooh. But then also when you think about the common denominator, which is still kind of tough, the common denominator would be if they both had 1 plus and 1 minus cosine. So that's what you're going to insert here. I have to use s. And this how I don't mind you doing this on a test. Other math teachers, maybe not. I don't know. But go ahead and whatever you do to the top, do to the bottom. And now this denominator, well, wait a minute. This is missing a 1 plus cosine. Now, this is going to happen a lot, this skill. This idea that I might have to get a common denominator in a real weird sense. All right. And then what I would like my students to do is start distributing. And the whole point, I mean, gosh golly, sorry for my language already, but this plus this equals 1 plus 2, which we know is 3, over 1 7. No one has a problem with doing this. Nobody. Why would anyone have a problem with me writing the next step where the whole point of this was getting a common denominator, writing it under one denominator? It is the whole idea of getting a common denominator. So again, this is where students that don't have that mathematical structure, down that grade school structure thing, this is like a big jump for them. And it shouldn't be. It should be as easy as understanding what I just wrote here. I know 1 plus 2 is 3, but this is ultimately how you get 3 over 7. So that's what I did. This is denominator is the same as that, so I'm going to write it. All right, move on, Mr. Samuelis. I get it. Okay, and if you don't, I don't know what I can do for you. All right, distribute the tan. So I got tan s. Distribute the tan minus tan cosine. Sorry. Oh, I said I was going to turn these into x's, but I guess I'll stick with the s's. Plus sine of s plus sine of s. Cosine of s. Right? Sine of s, cosine of s. Sorry, my double s's got me confused. Equals. Okay, now this is where this gets weird. I got to get this stuff. So I got to get a cotan. This is wild. And then a secant and a cosecant. So this is going to be strange. But let's look up at the numerator. Tan is sine over cosine. I'm going to leave this one alone for a second because this doesn't, nothing's really going on with that one yet. That might be a mistake later. But this one, this is sine over cosine, and this is cosine. So I could see ahead of time that this is, by the way, I'm going against my rules. Step 1, step 2, right? And then this is this next fraction. This is sine of s over cosine of s, just in this little term, times cosine of s. So I'm right here, this part. I just changed that to sine over cosine, and then yes, you're going to end up doing that. Plus sine of s, and then plus sine of s, cosine of s. And then we're going to start doing a couple things at a time here. We're going to FOIL the bottom because I didn't do anything with this. 1 times 1 is 1. Positive cosine and negative cosine cancel, And then this is why I did this. This becomes cosine squared. Now people that have been doing their homework really well should know what's going to be going on next. All right. I guess I could start making some changes. I guess I might make this tan cosine over. Wrong. Wrong. Sine over cosine. I guess I could cross these off up here, or I'll do it here. Sine of S plus sine of S, one negative, one positive. You're gone, sins. And then plus sine of S, cosine of S, and everyone should be ahead of me on the bottom here. This is sine squared. And now you're starting to see at least the structure of the right side. One thing plus two possible things. All right, and that's now we're getting somewhere. Now what I'm going to do, mind blown, is reverse the common denominator process. So I guess I could have kept this tan and now made it sine over cosine over sine squared. And people that are fractionally challenged, you're probably about to faint right now. Plus sine of S, cosine of S, over sine squared of S. And now you can see what's going on here. You get, did I do that right there? Okay, so sine of S. Okay, oh, this is weird. We're going to get a flippage of this. This is actually this, what's going to happen there. This is actually cotan of S. So that's why it's thrown off. Wait, I'm not getting what I'm supposed to be getting. All right, so these cancel, and feel free to do this. Just cancel out the squared. So that's cosine of S over sine of S. And now I got to do one more step. I got to erase this work down here because it's going to probably take two more after this. So sometimes you do get a little lengthy. This one is a little bit, this is probably the worst one of the homework, far and away. Don't tell me 75 is hard. You're telling me you can't FOIL. And I bet you can't factor then. Anyway, sorry, throwing that shot in there. But now this is sine of S, cosine of S, times 1 over sine squared. Or if you understood in the previous step that this cancels with this, over here, this sine cancels with that. But now this looks better because now this canceled to be 1, and then this squared is gone. And then plus, you can go ahead and feel free to make that cotan of S. And then I have half of the right side, and then, of course, the other side's going to happen. So I have the cotan of S, but it's over here. And I don't think you'd really need to demonstrate the commutative property of this. But what's 1 over cosine? Number 6, that's secant of S. And then this is 1 over sine, which is the cosecant of S. Hopefully, I don't know what that little flash was there. Math stickler wouldn't be mad at me about, one more step of the proof to prove the commutative property. Baloney. That's good enough for me, right? So mind blown. Feel free to watch this again. Have a good St. Patrick's Day. All right.